Social media and tech companies have stepped up their efforts to try to stop online threats to tamper with or legally influence the midterm elections. And one way they're doing it is by employing vast numbers of what they call troll hunters. Our chief national investigative correspondent, Mark Albert, went inside Facebook to learn more.
I've heard you're described as Facebook's top troll hunter. Sounds intimidating.
This is a really big team working on this problem.
In fact, the team Nathaniel Gleischer works with as head of cybersecurity policy at Facebook just got a whole lot bigger.
So we've doubled it.
Doubled to 20,000 people in just the past year, all focused on election security, cyber threats, and content review.
We have data science experts, we have threat intelligence experts.
Gleischer showed us around Facebook's New York offices. The founder of the world's largest social media company, Mark Zuckerberg, just 2 days after the 2016 election, flatly dismissed the idea that fake news on his platform played a role in influencing the election.
I think is a pretty crazy idea, right?
But this year, Zuckerberg told lawmakers he had changed his mind.
We didn't do enough to prevent these tools from being used for harm as well. And that goes for fake news, foreign interference in elections.
We were too slow, and it meant we missed things. And what we've been focused on is making sure that that doesn't happen. That's why this is such a high priority. That's why we're laser focused on this.
In advance of this year's midterm elections, Facebook says it has taken down 1.3 billion fake accounts, built an election war room, and expanded partnerships with federal agencies, rolled out free security tools for candidates and campaigns, and launched an ad transparency database.
If they're so important for the 2018 elections, why didn't you have them in place for 2016?
I mean, we've talked about how we didn't have a broad enough perspective on the range of threats that we needed to be protecting against.
Voters are dubious. A poll last month found 80% of Americans have no confidence, or not very much, that what they read on Facebook is true. Meanwhile, Twitter tells us it is also stepping up election security by removing hundreds of accounts pretending to be members of various state Republican parties, or which appear to originate in Iran. But it may fall far short. New research finds 89% of Twitter accounts that spread fake and conspiracy news in the 2016 election remained active earlier this year. Microsoft says it blocked an attempted breach against 3 congressional candidates and tells us it launched a Defending Democracy program that is now protecting more than 30 campaigns.
Are the social media companies doing enough to protect our elections?
I think there's no question, absolutely no question in my mind, that everybody is taking this problem, this challenge seriously, including the social media companies.
Where we proactively investigate pages.
Facebook is also taking seriously its PR blitz, including this full-page newspaper ad.
Is this a PR campaign to try and convince people that you are taking this seriously?
This is a campaign to protect elections. This is a campaign to tackle this problem.
But there is a limit to Facebook's transparency.
You can't tell us how many candidates or campaigns that you reach out to because you suspect they've been a target?
No.
I notice on the wall right next to us it says "Be open." Is Facebook being as open and transparent as it should be on this topic?
We've been pretty driven to be as open and transparent as we can be. In any security space, you always have to be careful that what you're doing isn't playing into the hands of the threat actor. So we have to be careful.
In New York, I'm Chief National Investigative Correspondent Mark Albert.
Voters in Martin and St. Lucie counties are being asked to vote on a sales tax referendum on Election Day. Morning anchor Aaron Guy takes a look at what it means for residents in St. Lucie County and what big projects it will fund.
We're saying better roads, more sidewalks, and cleaner rivers.
Bridge replacements, stormwater improvement, and repaving would also be covered if voters approve the half-cent sales tax.
There's a backlog of projects we need to get to. The only way to do that is to create a new revenue stream.
Supporters of increasing the sales tax say that half-cent over the next 10 years will bring in about $18 million each year to fix, maintain, and create projects that will ideally improve the county.
The board actually sat down and went in detail over projects that were basically shovel-ready. So if they've been sitting on the shelf and need done, let's get those done instead of spending time in redesigning.
Sidewalks, for example, would include 5 major projects. They'd be added along Bell Avenue and on Oleander from Sager Avenue to Farmers Market Road. County Commissioner Franny Hutchinson says the extra money would fix all those projects that the county's been putting a Band-Aid over for years. So the big question, who would foot the bill?
Everybody, tourists included, use our roads, they use our beaches, they use our, whatever we've got available, everyone's open for using it.
If voters reject the increase, county leaders say it's back to the drawing board because the projects on deck to be fixed aren't going away.
It means readdressing our budgets and having to look at the possibility of cutting services in other areas. These are all infrastructure needs.
It's important to know that voting yes would not just bring in money for the county. The city of Fort Pierce and Port St. Lucie will also get a chunk of the millions that the referendum would bring in. Here's what's on Port St. Lucie's to-do list if voters say yes.
Really foundational, our infrastructure. If we want to be a city that can embrace the future while standing the test of the time, we need to invest in our infrastructure.
If St. Lucie County votes yes to increase the sales tax from 6.5% to 7%, the city of Port St. Lucie stands to benefit.
Sidewalks, top of the list, and then roads. From time to time, very sadly, this station has covered fatalities, pedestrian fatalities, and we've always looked at sidewalks as part of the solution.
Port St. Lucie would get roughly $7.5 million for the next 10 years to fund not only sidewalks and roads, but a long list of projects that were suggested by not only the city, but the citizens, including repaving projects, traffic signal coordination, the Floresta Drive project, and the beautification improvements to US 1.
Port St. Lucie, we're fortunate to have a lot of visitors. They come to Met Stadium to enjoy the St. Lucie Mets and the New York Mets in spring training. We have the only Club Med in the continental U.S. We have a lot of visitors.
And it's those visitors who will be footing a big portion of the bill.
And we think that 20% of the sales tax will be funded by visitors.
If you, the voter, say no to the increase, the mayor says they'll do what they can to get by.
If it doesn't pass, we will continue to triage, we will continue to bootstrap things to work incrementally.
The hope is that those funds can be matched with federal grants, thus making the money go even further. One thing the mayor said is important when you vote, there are a lot of amendments on the ballot, so be sure to look carefully. This particular referendum is on the very back page. In the studio, Erin Guy, WPBF 25 News.
Voters in Martin County are also being asked to raise the sales tax from 6 to 6.5%.
That money would fund several school projects over the next 7 years. If the 0.5% increase is approved, Jensen Beach and Palm City elementary schools would be replaced. $15 million would go to school security upgrades and enhancements. Another $98 million would fund a backlog of school repairs and renovations. The tax increase would begin January 1st and expire in 2026. Coming up, we'll look at the congressional race that could have the biggest impact on the Treasure Coast.
Meet the candidates from District 18, Brian Mast and Lauren Baer. You've probably seen their ads, but we sit down with both of them asking about everything from toxic algae to Brightline, where they stand on the issues that matter to you.
Plus, Palm Beach County voters are being asked to pay more in property taxes to help our schools and pay the teachers. We go one-on-one with the school superintendent who says our schools will suffer if this tax hike doesn't pass.